Oh, hello. It's me, Ms. Leonberger, and I'm here today to teach you how to make a wet mount slide for viewing specimen using a compound light microscope. Please excuse the photography on this video because unlike my last one, no one's helping me. It's just me and Power Director. It's not going to look as good, guys. Sorry. So what is a wet mount? A wet mount is just a more efficient way to look at something under the microscope. Say you wanted to look at this fake leaf under the microscope for some reason. You could just put it under the microscope, but as you can see, it's different heights, it's maybe different thicknesses at different parts. It might be hard to focus in on just one part on this whole thing. The much better way to do it is to create a wet mount on a glass slide by taking a small piece of what you want to look at, which I've already done, and making a wet mount that you can easily place above the light and under the objective lens on the microscope. All right, did you guys see back there that I figured out how to put cool stickers on my shots in this video? That was pretty cool, right? Pretty hip, pretty cool. Well, anyway, I'm sure you were impressed. Let's get back to making a wet mount. So what materials do you need to make a wet mount? Well, the first thing you're going to need is a glass slide. So here we have the actual slide here, the glass slide. It can be a little sharp here on the edges. You just want to be extra careful. Notice that I'm trying my best to hold it by the sides. I'm not trying to press into it like this. And that's because we're not looking at our fingerprints under the microscope, so we don't want to see smudgies. We want to see our specimen. The next thing we're going to be looking at, or using rather, is a plastic cover slip. This is the second part of the wet mount. Now, they're going to come mounted with these little pieces of tissue paper. That's just to keep them separated and not scratch. You don't need that though. These plastic cover slips, again, I'm going to try my best to not touch them. I kind of got to go to the edge here. Okay, this is made of plastic, so it's not as dangerous, but it can be a little sharp, so be careful. Again, we're holding it to the best of our ability on the edges here. This is eventually going to go on top of here, but not yet. First, we need our specimen. Now, in my fake leaf example, I mentioned that I had to cut a little bit of this off in order to look at it, for it to fit on a slide. Fortunately for us, when we look at plants, we're going to be looking at a plant with leaves that are so teeny tiny, we can just pluck them off. We're not going to need to cut. And when we look at cheek cells, it's completely different process. We're going to use Q-tips. Again, no scissors are going to be needed. Now, water dropper. Of course, a wet mount is called that because you use water. Ta-da! This is just like any old regular medicine dropper you might have to use sometime. This is what we're going to use to place the water on our slide. Simple enough. Now, sometimes we're going to need a stain dropper. Same idea, except this has a very, very, very staining dye in it, kind of blue or purple. This is something we'd only need to use when we're looking at something that's clear and we need to give it color so we can see it. So, beep. Don't worry, the top was on. If we were looking at this fake leaf, we wouldn't need the stain because it's green. The one thing I will say about the stain is that it stains. So if and when we use it, just be careful. All right, time to make our wet mount. So first we're going to take our glass slide. Then we're going to get some water. Remember, you squeeze this part and then let go to get water. Ta-da. You only need 1 or 2 drops. In fact, I'm looking, that's good enough. You don't need a lot. See how little that is? Okay. Now you have your glass slide, you have your water, you need your specimen. I'm going to use little tweezers for this specimen because it's so little. drop it gently in there, right into the water. Now it's time for our plastic cover slip. I'm kind of bringing it to the edge of the table to help me pick it up. Doot doot. Now this is an important step. You don't want to just smoosh it on. You want to lower it down kind of carefully. This is so that you don't get many air bubbles. And then, ta-da! You see how the water keeps the plastic stuck to the glass? Well, my camera phone isn't going to focus, but just trust me, it looks great. Now take a look at my one I prepared earlier. Look at that. It's not going anywhere. Now these are ready to put on the stage under the objective lenses above the light so we can see this fake leaf up close. Thanks for watching a whole video without any cute animals in it. As a reward, here's a cute little polar bear and his little baby polar bear cub. Aww. Aww.